Hello everyone, Andre Zbart coming to you from ADZbart.com. Going to speak to you about the power of words. Not all words are created equal. I've seen that phrase uttered in various books on the topic of Neuro-Linguistic Programming, also known as NLP. So the crux of it is, some words sell, others inform, and many others do nothing at all. There are a lot of individuals out there who communicate to impress. They use long-winded sentences, peppered with words they're not even comfortable using. How often have you read or heard a speech that may have put you in a trance state, but that trance state made you feel like you just lost X amount of time to a black memory? One lesson to be learned is that content doesn't sell itself. Anyone else ever hear the phrase, "It's not what we say, but how we say it"? If every great idea could sell itself, we'd be living in a utopian society, and there would be no word called sales. If you're in a manager position, your staff doesn't respond to your ideas because they're epic. There's a difference between telling and selling. Telling is a straight-up move of information from point A to B. Selling leads to an action. The focus of telling is on the teller. The focus of selling is on the receiver. To promote action, influence in selling is what you need to do. If you can use words effectively, you can influence the action you desire. Your message is often ignored. People get bombarded by words and messages on a daily basis. Bombarded. You're talking about TV, radio, internet, email, texting, and normal conversations. Every one of these channels are competing for your conscious attention. This all merges together and becomes static, which prevents your message from being heard. Now, believe it or not, this is a good thing. Our brains can't handle all of the sensory information. If we couldn't filter, we couldn't function. Sometimes the message doesn't resonate with the audience. You're going to notice what is familiar to you. Many of the marketers out will craft a message which resonate with people personally. Some messengers out there is just a straight up message. No intent to sell, no intent to influence anything. Sometimes it's about furthering a brand, bringing attention to you as an authority on a topic. To gain and increase your advantage in sales, it becomes important to understand the psychological rules that go with buying and selling. People buy predictably. Once we recognize and apply these rules, we are well on our way to a life of influence. So the first rule, people will buy from someone they trust. So you have to establish rapport with someone before trying to influence them in any way. That's the first step. The second rule says people will buy for their own reasons and in their own way. So a good influencer will adapt his message to what the receiver wants. It's better to convince someone with what something will do for them rather than the features of it. The golden rule has it wrong, at least in the arena of influence. The effective influencer knows that you don't do unto others as they would do unto you. You can't sell or influence by using rote. Every action you take is based on an emotional response. The decision to act is quick and is hardly ever recognized. Impulse buying is far more rampant than the logical thought that goes behind making an informed decision. For instance, you're not buying miles per gallon, airbags, and crumple zones in a new car. You're buying a carload of cool hamsters heading to a red carpet premiere in tuxedos. The advantage we strive for is being able to make our words come alive and make a real impact on people we want to interact with. In sales, you ultimately sell yourself, not the product. So always craft your message for the receiver and ignore yourself and your ego. This has been a public service announcement from ADZbart.com. Have a great day, everyone.